Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. The cockpit voice recorder from an Air France Airbus that crashed into the South Atlantic almost 2 years ago was found this week. Engineering News senior contributing editor Keith Campbell joins me in studio to talk about the latest developments in the investigation. Keith, welcome to Second Take. The black boxes have finally been found and recovered. How was this done?
They found the black boxes, as they're popularly called, the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, by a combination of advanced technology and old-fashioned eyeball Mark 1. That is, they had to use advanced remotely operated vehicles to go down to the seabed where the wreckage lies, but they had to identify the black boxes visually, watching the TV monitors in the control room on the ship from which the operation has been carried out. As you know, there were 4 previous searches. The wreckage was discovered on the 4th search, and this is now the 5th phase, which is the recovery phase. Now, they had a stroke of luck, good and bad, on the very first dive of the 5th phase. They found what they call the chassis of the flight data recorder, but unfortunately, the crash survivable memory unit of the flight data recorder had become detached from the chassis and was not with it. So they had to look for that separately. About 4 days later, they found it and they retrieved it. It was found on the 1st of May. Then on the 2nd May, they found, in the early hours of 3rd May, retrieved the cockpit voice recorder as well. Now, the cockpit voice recorder records the conversation in the cockpit. It's a continuous loop system, and it records the last 30 minutes of conversation carried out in the flight deck. The flight data recorder records data from instruments and systems on the aircraft. Obviously, these are both key systems in determining what caused the accident.
What is the next step in the investigation process?
Well, the black boxes are on board the ship, which is conducting the salvage operation, the Ile de Seine. The French Air Accident Investigation Agency has asked the French Navy to dispatch a patrol ship to rendezvous with the Ile de Seine, and the black boxes will be transferred to the Navy vessel, which will take them to Cayenne in French Guiana, from which they will be flown to Le Bourget in Paris, which is where the Air Accident Investigation Agency has its headquarters and its laboratories, and where they will be analysed. Now, throughout this process, from the Ile de Seine to Le Bourget, the black boxes will be accompanied by the French investigator-in-chief, by a representative of the Brazilian Air Accident Investigation Agency, because the flight originated in Rio and a large number of the passengers were Brazilians, and by an officer of the Police Judiciaire, the judicial police, which is the detective branch of the French National Police. Once they're in Paris, they will endeavour to access the memories of the 2 recorders. They have been in the seabed for 2 years now, under a lot of pressure, but externally they look good. So the investigators are hopeful they will be able to retrieve data from both of them. They will then analyse what they find. Now, the cockpit voice recorder records the conversations on the flight deck. It records the last 30 minutes. It's a continuous loop system. The flight data recorder records data from the aircraft systems and equipment. And of course, they are both absolutely essential to help determine the cause of the accident.
The International Civil Aviation Organization apparently wants some design improvements made to the black boxes. What are they seeking?
Well, as a result of the difficulty in finding the black boxes from this accident, the International Civil Aviation Organization would like the life of the beacons, the signal beacons that are attached to the black boxes, to be extended from 30 days to 90 days. And they'd like the range of the beacons extended from 2 kilometers to 9 kilometers. And they would like, if possible, for the black boxes to be made floatable, so that in the event of an accident over water, whether sea, river, lake, they could detach from the aircraft and float on the surface and be retrieved quickly and easily. I should perhaps point out, of course, that recovery of the black boxes from the Airbus wreckage at the bottom of the South Atlantic is not the end of the salvage operation. They will continue to salvage wreckage from the plane, partially in case the black boxes turn out to be damaged and give inadequate information, and partially because even if the black boxes prove to be in perfect condition and give all their data, the condition of the wreckage gives additional information to the investigators and will help further clarify what went wrong.
Keith, thank you very much. That is the Second Take show for this week. Thank you for watching and join us again next time for more news analysis.